This is Multiversus. We're here on Xbox Series X. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So this is a free-to-play Smash Bros-like game, which I guess had what they claim was a beta about a year ago, and that ran for several months and then kind of died. And then I think they've taken at least several months off. They've moved it to UE5 for some reason, and yeah, the state of this is atrocious. So what are we getting here? 4K resolution like before. I believe it's actually a native 4K resolution. And then it's targeting 60 FPS, but it's got really, really bad performance where it's constantly chugging. There's network issues. The game is slower than it was before, and it runs like hot garbage. There's also like more bot type matches. I had to do like a tutorial for some reason to start playing, and then you were fighting just like bots for a bit. It was really weird. Like this whole thing, it's a mess. Like for this type of game, like the precision and stuff you need to actually be effective when you're like fighting in a serious way. For these types of games, seriously, I would call this game unplayable in its current state, and I would kind of just completely ignore it unless they do some like big cleanups on this one. And like it is free to play, so it is very accessible in terms of like wanting to play it. And, you know, you've got the rotating character options, and you got all the different combat stuff. Like it's a neat game, and it was to a degree kind of fun. I mean, I think we moved on from it decently fast, but it was like a quick little backup game that you could kind of pop out occasionally. But like, yeah, there's something that really kind of like burns me just seeing the game in this like state where it's kind of like, you know, so laggy and so hard to actually do anything, and it feels slow and just sluggish. And we actually lost? Are you kidding me? We had that. I honestly can't believe we choked like that last match. That is kind of wild to me that that was a thing. Seriously, that was a major 1-2 punch upset, and it's like that was rough to deal with. Just like it's rough to play this in terms of performance and just like networking. So there's crossplay. There's really fast to find matches. What's cool about this game is that, like, you know, obviously we've got online stuff, but there is local stuff you can enjoy too. So like online multiplayer up to 4, locally up to 4. They have like different like event type things and training stuff. So that there is like a lot under the table to this game, but like seriously, the performance here is ridiculous. You might be like, oh, you're just lagging or something. No, my internet connectivity is not this bad. You can see my streams and everything. It's like, no, this game is just busted. Absolutely just broken. It's like, so there's a lot of characters, a lot of random characters. It just kind of seems like other stuff thrown together, the fighting game. Like it's a neat idea, like Warner Brothers throwing all their IP into like one big thing, and like it's a neat idea, but like I don't know, there's not necessarily a whole lot under the table, but you get a lot of maps, like a lot of like arenas that you can fight in. You get a lot of fun characters. They all have like their little quirks and weirdness, and there's different like outfits and stuff that the different characters can have, and I'm sure they're gonna have lots of content that they're gonna release over time. Like I'm sure we'll have tons and tons of outfits to sell you, and different like extra little, I guess, cosmetic things to do, and they'll have lots of different new additions to the roster all the time, and they'll use it for like marketing new Warner Brother games. And I guess it really depends on how well this does. That will determine, you know, how long it kind of gets supported for. Wow, I got just smashed there, but it crashed. It actually crashed. Wow. That's what I'm saying. Is it's a mess. A complete and utter mess. Okay, let's jump into the next match, I guess. As I was trying to say before the game basically like crashed out, was that yeah, there's a lot of really neat IP in this. There's lots of new characters. Like if you were here last time when the game was available, there's a lot of new stuff. I guess if you had founder status, you get access to, you know, certain character things, and you know, you like all progression, everything like that's been reset. I've noticed some character kind of unlocks weren't there, but I was able to unlock them, and Yeah, it's got everything that sort of was there beforehand, and they just added to it with new characters. They've rebalanced combat and stuff, and abilities and whatnot. I don't know. It's a neat game, but I don't really understand why it took time off. I don't know what kind of benefit that really provided to this game, if that makes sense. Like, usually... Well, I think it's not really something that's been done before, is turning, like, a game off, shutting it, and then bringing it back. And I don't know if that's ever been really successful when that has been done, because we've got some games that have been resurrected, I guess, but I don't think they ever quite come back in a healthy, strong way. And I know they pretend that it was a beta, but let's be real, it was a launch of it, basically. It is a very, very weird game situation. And it's like, it's so hard to play because it's just gotten so bad. Like, I don't think I was necessarily, like, amazing at the game prior, but at least I was able to compete when the performance and the movement felt way better. Like, I remember we were complaining about technical issues. Like, we were complaining about little issues and that here or there when the game was out last time, and I was assuming those would all be kind of cleaned up so we'd have a really smooth combat style here, and it's gotten worse. Yeah, it was usually like hit detection, right? Like you would be sort of like flowing in between characters and not connecting for hits and stuff, and then this is like a step worse than that, I would say. Like I don't even know how this even happened to get to the game running like this. Like I don't know if this looks as bad to you like watching it, but like it's like, is it a stuttery mess? Is it just bad performance? It's just a nightmare. Like, I don't know if it's like this on other platforms, but again, the word unplayable is what comes to mind to me. Because, like, I'm trying to make moves and stuff, but I can't really tell even what my character's doing because I'm just lagging around where I'm actually placed in the world. Bonkers. I'd like to think, should this be running well with, like, performance and stuff, the game here is still kind of a solid fighting game. It's nice to have, Smash Bros. Competition out there, and I think this is like a fun mashup of characters, because at the end of the day, the cool thing of this is like universes kind of colliding. And, it's going to have all the free-to-play stuff, or, well, it does already, that you would expect. There's your battle passes, there's lots of microtransactions for skins, there's like event stuff going on, and it's a little grindier to do stuff than it was before. I think the account leveling, or the character leveling feels a little more nonsensical nowadays compared to when you were kind of grinding it prior. And there's a lot of weirdness to this game that I don't understand how it got to this point. Like, under the hood, I think there is a competent, fun kind of shooter game here, and it's just being held back by a really poor secondary release. I also noticed that like the structuring of battles doesn't seem to be as good. You used to kind of be doing rounds and you'd get to switch up characters and strategies and stuff, and swap up your perk things, and you can still swap up your perks and that, but there's just something like really inherently off about this new iteration of it. I don't get what they were thinking, like, to ship it in this sort of condition, because it's just gonna really hurt it. Because that's sort of what happened last time, right? Was it came out, it was hot, it was talked about, had a decent player base, and then it kind of just quieted down because people had problems and they never were getting those problems fixed. And then their idea was to shut it down and then re-release it, but re-release it in a state that's like atrocious. I'm just so perplexed by the decisions made here, to the point where it feels like corporate decisions where this obviously wasn't ready, or like, if this whole thing was a beta thing, why not just keep it going as a beta thing? They were trying to re-drum up hype with the game, and this just kind of makes me want to uninstall this and forget that it even existed as a game. Like, again, the matchup potential here is fun and crazy, and you could always do cool new marketing things to keep players like interested, be like, oh, this is coming out, let's do a tie-in or something, and other brands can be integrated in here, gaming franchises. I actually love to see more original characters. I think it's still just Reindog. Took all this time off and they didn't add any new original characters to my knowledge. But we did get some new fun additions, like Jason was kind of cool, we showed him off there, and yeah, it's kind of fun. It's some additional new stages and some new quirky weapon things. Oh, we won again. Good job. That's what I'm talking about. Curious what exactly kind of went wrong with this is my biggest thing. Like, look at this. I don't even understand how we could get to that point. The whole thing just disconnected. We have to play for like 3 seconds. It keeps doing this, crashing, network disconnects, game disconnects. Again, unplayable. Like, why did we get to this point? Like, yeah, again, healthy selection of characters and stuff like that, but I played the matches pretty well. I also think the bananas are a little overpowered or something like that. Just gonna throw that out there. The bananas got some strengths to them. So I like the idea of this mismatch of characters. That's always been, I think, the appeal of Smash Bros. To some degree, is like, who's gonna pop up? Who's gonna be fighting? And yeah, Multiversus seemed like their idea, but I remember when it was like, was that leaking and stuff, I was like, is this even real? And then, yeah, sure enough, we got it. And Warner Brothers, they love kind of showing off their IP and kind of getting it excited for people, like being like, oh yeah, this and that. And then, like, what is this? like what is this nightmare that we've stumbled upon? Where it's like these matches, a lot of them don't even work. We took like 2 steps out there, and then the thing just falls apart. I don't even get the logic and how that's possible. It's really just an utter shame. Because, again, I didn't necessarily think this is like the cutting edge of gaming and the stuff at the time when it came out, but it was an enjoyable enough experience, right? We went in, played some matches, maybe at the end of a stream we'd throw in a little Multiversus thing at some of them. It would be fun, and we'd have a good laugh. But who's laughing now? Seriously. This can't look good on the developers, and the player base is just gonna, like, uninstall and fly away from this. I don't even think the achievement progress is actually counting. I was kind of looking, I'm not getting any progression going on. What a weird setup. Absolutely perplexing. Like, are they playing these guys, or are they kind of out of it? I don't think Arya's playing. Bye, Arya. Feel bad for that guy. You know, you finally get into a match that's not disconnecting your teammates. Not even playing. What a what a mess this is. It's no fun. It's the word here. No fun is the word.
If you're wondering who beat you, I can solve that mystery for you.
I'll give you toast for being stuck with that player. See, like, I was even doing cuts at the beginning of this video, and now there's at a point where it's like, might as well not even do cuts because of the mess of this thing. Like, look at this adorable selection of characters. Although I don't get LeBron, but I guess it's because of Space Jam. Shows you how long this kind of thing's been going on. See, Reindog, I think this is the only original character that I see there. How long this has been going on is as Black Adam was supposed to advertise Black Adam. And LeBron was for the Space Jam movie. That's how much time has gone by. That's wild and not a very good sense. At least you get into matches quickly, I guess. And hey, there's a streamer mode in the settings, so that helps me for, you know, doing the audio and stuff like that, but that's the thing, is like, what do you really say? Like, I could sit here and be like, oh, the qualities of this, the local stuff, but it's all just, like, kind of bad, from, like, having to deal with bots and the weird tutorial thing off the bat, to stuff not functioning, basic things not functioning, things missing, the gameplay, like, being buggy, the gameplay having frame drops, the network lag, the network disconnects, the game crashes. It's just, like, it's trash. Look at this! They turned a perfectly good game, or solid, okay game, into garbage. I don't even, like, how is this even possible? Like, they actually, there's gotta be some level of, like, magic involved in having a re-debut. Like, I think this will be one of those games you just kind of use as a, an example kind of thing, where you talk about, remember that bomb of a return that was Multiversus? And it's like this game, like, you joke about down the road because of the state of it. This is so weird. Weird. I don't get what happened here. I don't know if someone could like break it down and give me some context here. Like I get moving to a new engine and stuff is kind of a daunting task, but it's good for the long term, but I just don't know why you do it and like shove the game out like this. Maybe try to do staggered releases of this or something when platforms are ready at least? I don't know. I think the combat idea is neat and, you know, wow, my buildup of damage here is crazy. It's just like, I don't even know if this is really something even compelling enough to like showcase video-wise, just because it's such a mess. Well, I mean, it's kind of funny because it's a mess like this, but what a weird turn of events. Honestly, I could have never predicted that we would see multiverses like end up in this sort of way and position. Holy. Wow, I'm like flying off into the distance here. I just kind of almost give up on this game. Like, it's been rough just sitting here trying to do gameplay for like a small amount of time to show this off, just in terms of like performance quality and stuff. Trying to get this character like off the ledge and trying to push Harley Quinn and stuff out of here and get the ring outs. I guess I could talk about the gameplay too. I mean, it's been pretty self-explanatory if you played a Smash Bros. Type game, but you fight, you build up, and you desync. But you know, you build up the fire level and you try to push them out, you ring them out, and you win based on that. And hot trash. Literal trash. This is kind of what this is. This is the saddest return of a game I think I could ever imagine. The one shining example thing that's great is like it takes 2 seconds to get into another lobby, so I guess that at least helps a little bit. What happened? What is this even? I don't know. Like, can people see through this like disaster of an experience and be like, there's something solid here? Like, I'm imagining some people probably, but like, this is so weird to me. It's just like another one of those examples of a game where something is okay, it's successful, and then you destroy it. Well, like, could you even call this successful? Like, it was literally falling apart, this game, player base wise and stuff. And that's kind of, I'm assuming, a big part of why they closed off whatever they called a beta and kind of brought things back. And if this doesn't kill the remaining players, I really don't know what would. I'm actually shocked that people, because this is a few days into all the problems, that people are still wasting their time playing this. Like, it's good for me because I'm, you know, making videos and stuff, but I'm surprised people are sticking with the problems here. Kind of feel bad, but, you know, I'm gonna take advantage of winning here and take out Wonder Woman. We'll at least kill Wonder Woman for the lols. Dun, 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 dun. It's like you don't even get more than like a second of enjoyment out of this. This is so bad. Now it's having sync issues after the match is done. Wow. I am defeated by multiverses. This is a fate worse than death. Nah, this is pretty bad. Let's not rematch these poor people. I'll give you toast. I'll give you toast, even though it doesn't count towards my achievement progress. Oh no, it is. Okay, achievements are working. Win under match me. Okay, there we go. Good. Oh, he toasted me too. That's nice. I don't know what to tell you. Battle pass, events to unlock characters, I guess, missions to do, store to buy stuff from. I don't think I can afford any cosmetics. Career, Multiverses. What a mess you have become. What an absolute mess you are, and wow.